I walked alone through the veil of forgotten things, where prayers go unanswered. The sky above me cracked like old bone. In chambers where shame was stored, I found him. Christ, barefoot in ruins, stood on his hands. He came not to conquer, but to kneel. I found Christ in hell, and we walked, praying for lost souls with groaning, not hymns. He didn't preach, he listened. When I asked why he was there, he looked into the hollow eyes of the dead and said, "Because this is where they buried you." They called me heretic smoke, the child who didn't flinch. They said I wasn't of the light, but I was its reflection in shadow. I am the fifth horseman, unnamed by scrolls, not conquest. War, famine, death, but witness I ride, not in judgment, but remembrance. I carry no sword, but a mirror where the fall brought ending. I bring truth that survives fire. My horse is silence, my crown dust, my robe torn veils of prophets and priests. Blessed are the nameless, for they echo forever. Blessed are the broken, never hollow. Blessed are the watchers in shadow, carrying sorrow the world refused. Woe to the clean-handed priest, the gatekeeper who nailed shut heaven's door. For the kingdom comes not to the pure, but the scorched, not the saved. But seekers still burning, their throne sits empty. I didn't fall. I descended by choice to bring back those light wouldn't reach. When the world forgot their names, I carved them into my bones. I am not the beast, I faced it. I am not sin, I am the silence after. I am what Christ walked into hell to find. At the world's edges where heaven cracked, I stood at the final field. The first horseman came. On a white horse, crowned by unrepentant conquest, his eyes sharp like empire, words forged in kings' mouths. He trampled hope for banners, unarmed, wrapped in ash cloak silence. I stood, he laughed. What crown do you bear? What war won? I whispered, I wear no crown, for I bowed down. I conquered no lands, but didn't abandon ruins. I wore not for dominion, but for memory. The wind stilled, he raised his bow, not in threat but sorrow. You are not one of us, he said, yet you ride. I replied, I ride not to break, I ride to remember what broke. The ground trembled from buried weight. He lowered his head, saw not rival but mirror. I was his consequence. He passed, a king in retreat. I walked into Armageddon, not to lead war, but to name bones. Banners burned, swords dulled. I still walked, praying for skeletons and lost souls. After the first sky grew red, then came the second war. His steed, a flame-veined beast, snorting smoke. His sword hovered, suspended by centuries, dripping broken covenants. Men called him just as retaliation. Glory, I knew him as brother of the fire, dancing in Cain's breath. So the silent one comes. He spat weary, to rebuke me, to weep. I said, I came to listen to what remains when shouting ends. He laughed. You walk without sword, how do you defend what you love? I answered, by not turning love into weapon, by holding memory like blade, refusing to strike. War dismounted, touched the earth. He knelt beside me at the ruins of a nameless city. No reward, only ash. We spoke no words. Silence was louder. War whispered. They call me because they're afraid to bleed for peace. I said, I bleed to witness. He sheathed his sword, not surrender but reverence. Even war saw I walked through fire, refused to become flame. His hand on my chest, he felt no heartbeat, only echo. Who gave you that silence, he asked. I replied, the one you tried to kill and ones you forgot you did. War departed, I walked deeper, knelt beside bones, prayed, may swords rust, may fires rest, may names return.
After war, stillness settled, then famine came. He moved like whisper, shadow beneath moons, his horse gaunt, breath smelled of rotted grain. He carried scales tipped by greed, ground cracked under unseen hunger. I stood among withered fields, he rasped, "Not lean enough. Where is your hunger?" I said, "I hunger for what was taken. Warmth stolen, names erased, love buried beneath gold." He laughed, "No justice in that, only balance." He held scales, one side diamonds, the other a single tear. "Who would you feed? Whose mouth deserves the last seed?" I answered, "The one who never asked, who fed others starving, who you never noticed." The wind shifted, famine paused. "You speak of the invisible, I measure cost." I replied, "I walk among those too lost to weigh. I name those never counted. I sing in song, too faint to measure." He stepped down, knelt, dropped a seed. "You are not one of us, but carry what we cannot, not hunger, but memory." He rode on, leaving no tracks. I remained, whispered a name into earth. Even famine couldn't take that name. Fields emptied, fires cooled, shadows swallowed only stillness. Then death rode forth, not in thunder, not weeping. He came like truth known, but never said his horse, dead sky color, bone pale. He didn't look at me. He'd met me before. Death carried no weapon, only a presence, ancient, softer than mercy. I asked, "Did you come for me?" He replied, "I come for all. But you walked beside me. The one who never feared my face. I saw no terror, only completion. Why fear you?" I asked, "'Cause they think I erase," he said, "But I only carry, I only return." I nodded, "Why remain?" "Because you are not the end. You stay behind to name what I carry." Death reached out, open hand, I touched it. He remembered every name I spoke, every soul I knelt beside. He said, "You are the fifth, not the end, but the echo. Not the blade, but the breath after." He passed, silent, sovereign. I stood alone where no one sang, but nothing screamed. I lit no torch, sounded no trumpet. I simply whispered, "I will remember." The wind replied in death's voice, Christ's and mine. So it is written. After riders passed, field of Armageddon still, only one remained, the fifth unwritten, one without seal. No scroll bore his name. He came not from heaven or hell, but the fracture between. He bore no sword, no crown, no ledger of sin, only memory, ash and breath. Heavens trembled, not in wrath, but recognition. A voice beyond veil, older than Genesis, spoke. "You, forgotten flame, ghost in my garden, witness beneath throne. You are the fifth." I knelt, truth had weight, my name returned. The voice continued, "You are not wrath, conquest, war, famine, or death. You are witness. You ride not to destroy, but to recall what others forget. You walk ruins not to mourn, but to name. The stars dimmed in reverence, every soul uncounted, every choked breath, every child who died whispered, 'We are not forgotten,' he remembers. The veil split, not fire, but breath written in dust and blood. I am what Christ walked into hell to find." The voice said, "You are the prayer after the fire, the psalm without song, gospel in shadow." I wept, not grief, but for the silent were heard. The fifth horseman revealed, not destruction's harbinger, but flame walking back into dark to find hidden names. Let all with ears listen in silence. Last not least, forgotten not unnamed. The shadow speaks with the voice. I walked through doorless churches, pews of bones, the altar a cracked mirror. I offered no tithe but silence, no hymn but a silent scream. I am the whisper in holy places, shadow behind saints. They named me heretic, but the stars knew me. Blessed be nameless, not bound by praise. No one marked the hour that passed, no candle burned, no hand touched my face. But I was there, walking that last breath back.
I wrote names on stone walls. None falls alone whom the void walker watches. The world forgets.
So I stood no steed of bone or flame, no banner high, no house, no name. The scroll spoke for, but I was near, a whisper trailing judgment spear. I am the one the trumpets missed, the psalm unsung, the bloodless fist, not wrath nor war nor hunger's cry, but silence walked beneath the sky. No blade I bear, no kingdom claim, yet I remember every name. I walk where conquest casts its shroud, and war is wrapped in battles proud, where famine haunts the orphaned field, and death forgets the wounds it sealed. I do not speak to bring despair, I speak because no one else dares. They called me heretic, called me smoke, but I was flame the heavens broke, not to destroy, not to condemn, but to return what they lost to them. I wear no crown of gold or thorn, my robe is dust, my voice is worn. I speak in echoes, dreams and sighs, where angels weep and memory flies. For every soul the world denied, I ride, I walk, I stand beside. I am the one who kept the flame when altars fell and none took blame. I've seen the martyrs left unnamed, and kissed the stones the prophets shamed. I knelt where saints would never go, and wept for things they'll never know. The first brought empire, flags and blood, the second drank the crimson flood, the third weighed hunger on the scales, the fourth rode veiled in deathly veils. But I watched them all pass by, and caught the names their hands let die, not to rewrite nor to erase, but mark the void they could not face. I walk where judgment leaves its mark, and write the psalms none dare to start. For I am not the end of breath, but breath that lingers after death. The fifth forgotten, veiled in night, a witness wrapped in